section 5.2 will be adding and subtracting decimals. It's all the same rules as a normal addition and subtraction that we learned in chapter 2 with positives and negatives and all that stuff. But we're just going to make sure we focus on the decimals and line them up. So I'm going to write that on here. Line up decimals. That's just going to be our key thing. All right? But as we move along, we have to still keep in mind all the rules from chapter 4 with positives and negatives. So in A, they're both positive, right? So we can just line them up as 0.5 plus 0.1. So 5/10 plus 1/10 will give you what? Yep, so you just add vertically. 5 plus 1 is 6. The decimal point comes down. 0 and plus 0 is 0. So 6/10 is your answer there. On letter B, what do you notice about both their signs? They're both negatives. When they have the same sign, what do? You add them and give them the sign they share. So we're actually going to take 2.7 and add it to 3.2 and then make the answer negative at the end, okay? So this will be 2.7 plus 3.2. And just add vertically, use your fingers, do whatever you need to. What's 7 plus 2? 9. Bring the decimal point straight down. What's 2 plus 3? And then what can't we forget about our answer? It's negative. 7.2 plus 3.27, they're both positive, so I'm going to write them lining up as decimal, 7.2 plus 3.27. And notice at this point, the 7 is a little further past, so if you need to, you can add a 0 there. That's fine to add zeros on the end, okay? Or just nothing. It's fine as well. You can leave it blank. So what's 0 plus 7? 7. What's 2 plus 2? Bring down the decimal point, and then what's 7 plus 3? 10. So your answer is 10 and 47 hundredths.
Can we flip-flop? Like if it's
yeah. So sometimes, like, you know, we would do that if it was like 100 and then 32 or something like that. We usually put that bigger number on top. So you could put 3.27 plus 7.2 if it's addition, right? Addition, you can go backwards and forwards. All right, D. We have 372 that's negative, plus 9.302. So what do you notice about our signs? It's a negative and a positive. So what math are you actually doing when there's a negative and there's a positive? Subtraction. So you had to take the bigger number, 372. But what about 372? Where is his decimal? He's actually at the end, right? And then when we line up 9.302, he's right here. That's so weird. Do you guys see that? So what do I need to add behind this decimal? Bunch of zeros. So just think about money. You can say I have a $20 bill and just say I have a 20, right? Or you can have 20.00. It's the same idea. So we're going to subtract, and this is the weird borrowing one. 0 cannot take away 2, so he has to go here, but he has no money, so he has to go here, and he has none, so we have to go all the way to the 2, and the 2 is going to become a what? 1. All of these guys in front are going to become 9s because we have to borrow from him. Who's the only one that's going to be a 10? The very last one. Is that okay? I skipped the 10 changes to 9, 10 changes to 9. Is that okay? Because what it is he would be a 10, but then he needs to borrow it, so he becomes a 9. And he becomes a 10, but he needs to borrow it, so he becomes a 9. And just a lot. So they're all going to be 9s until that very last one. We don't need to borrow from that last one, so he can stay a 10. What's 10 minus 2? 8. What's 9 minus 0? 9. What's 9 minus 3? Bring down your decimal point. Can you do 1 minus 9? No, so we're going to borrow from the 6. He'll become, or 7, and he'll become a 6. And he'll become an 11. What's 11 minus 9? 2. 6 take away nothing. 6. 3 take away nothing. 3. And then we have to remember the sign, but which one was the bigger number? That, and he was negative. So our answer is negative. So all those same rules apply. When you have a positive and a negative, you're really subtracting the larger minus the smaller. And then give it the sign of the larger. In this case, the 372 was the larger, and it was negative. So our answer is negative there. All right. E tries to scare you, but maybe be like Stacy and put that bigger number on top. So let's do the 289.3887 plus the 43 point, make sure you line up those decimals, right? 097. If you want to put a 0 behind it just so there's something behind there, that's fine. Key thing is just line up those decimals, okay? All right, what's 7 plus nothing? 7. What's 8 plus 7? 15. So put your 5 down, carry your 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. What's 9 plus 9? 18. So put your 8, carry your 1. What's 1 plus 3? 4. 4 plus nothing? 4. Bring down your decimal point. What's 9 plus 3? 12. Put your 2, carry your 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. So put your 3, carry your 1. And 1 plus 2 is 3. So did you guys get 332 and then 4,857 10,000s?
Yes.
It's a lot. It's a mouthful. But again, do you notice the math is no different than math from chapter 1, right? We're just adding and carrying as normal, but just bring that decimal point straight down. All right, is it any different with 3? No, I'll probably just line them up with the biggest on top here, and then 5.03 behind hit, and 0.006. Doesn't matter how you line them up. No, it's all addition, so it doesn't matter. I noticed that the 5.03 only has 2 decimals, and everybody else has 3, so I'll just kind of add a 0 back there just so he'll match everybody else. And then you just add straight up and down, okay? 8 plus 0 plus 6 is 14, so put your 4, carry your 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 0 is 12. So put your 2, carry your 1. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus nothing else is 10. So we put our 0, carry our 1. I'm going to go ahead and bring my decimal straight down so I don't forget about him. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus nothing is 12. Put my 2, carry my 1. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. Do you guys get 22 and 24 thousandths? Does that look okay? Uh-oh. Who said that? What do you have?
23. I basically have the same answer, but I just have 3 instead of 2.
Okay, so 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. So put a 2, carry 1. So you probably just put 13 there instead of 12. All right, when it comes to subtraction, the whole idea is we're just using the same rules from chapter 2 again. So if the number in front minus the number behind is bigger minus smaller, you can do it. So like, can you take 8, take away 2? Yeah, so that's just normal subtraction. You don't have to rewrite it as an addition problem or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to line it up. 0, so 8 tenths, take away 2 tenths. What's 8 take away 2? 6, bring down the decimal. Bring down the 0. So it's just 6 tenths. But here is where we're going to have to start kind of maybe thinking of changing it to addition, right? So this is negative 7.5 plus negative 2.3. Remember, the front number stays the same, so negative 7.5 stays negative 7.5. The subtraction changes to addition, and the second number changes to its opposite. And the reason why we do that is that we realize we're not really subtracting now. What are we doing? Adding. And then we're going to give it a negative answer. Okay? So this is 7.5 plus 2.3. 5 plus 3 is 8. Bring down your decimal. 7 plus 2 is 9. But we can't forget our answer is negative. So basically think of it like you're $7.50 in debt, and then you go spend another $2.30. You're now $9.80 in debt. So I mean, those same rules apply here. Looking at C, do you guys agree it's a big number, 187, take away a smaller number, 8 something? So we don't need to rewrite it. You can, but you don't need to. So this is 187.5, take away 8.39. And again, the key thing is to line up those decimals and realize, uh-oh, what do I need to put above the 9? A 0. Okay? So we can't do 0 take away 9, so we're going to go borrow from the 5. He'll be a 4, and that 0 will change to a 10. 10 take away 9 is 1. 4 take away 3 is 1. Bring down your decimal. You can't do 7 take away 8, so you got to go borrow from the 8, and he'll become a 7. This becomes 17. 17 take away 8 is 9, and then realize they don't have anything else, so 7 take away nothing is 7, and 1 take away 179 and 11 hundredths. Does that look right? Okay. Again, it was a bigger minus a smaller, so we can just do normal subtraction. We didn't need to rewrite it or anything. All right, D. 8 8.2 minus 5.006. It's the same instance where it's a bigger minus a smaller, correct? So I'm not going to rewrite it unless you want to, you can. So this will be 8.2 minus 5.006. And so what do we need to add behind the 2? 2 zeros. Okay? So we're going to have to go borrow from him, but he's going to have to borrow from him. So this 2 is going to become a 1. What's this middle 0 going to become? A 9. And who's the end guy going to be? A 10, because he didn't have to borrow. If anybody have to borrow from him. So 10 take away 6 is 4. 9 take away nothing is 9. 1 take away nothing is 1. Bring down the decimal. And then 8 take away 5 is 3. So 3 and 194 thousandths. Oh gosh, look at this. Okay, so on E, what's happening there is, remember, whenever you have takeaway and negative, that's really the same thing as negative 632.021 plus the opposite, 295.9. Right? So the subtraction changes to a plus, and what's the opposite of negative 295? Positive 295. So what do we have now? We have an instance of opposite signs. And so what do we do with opposite signs? Subtract. And I'm going to give it a negative answer because he's negative, right? So we'll do 632.021 minus 295.9, and we're going to subtract. You can leave these blank or just put, I like to put zeros there just so everybody matches up. There's no question of what place value I'm in. 1 take away nothing is 1. 2 take away nothing is 2. I can't do 0 take away 9, so I have to go borrow from the 2. He'll become a 1, and this guy will become a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. Bring down the decimal point. I can't do 1 take away 5, so I got to borrow from the 3. He'll become a 2, and the 1 will become 11. 11 take away 5 is 6. I can't do 2 take away, there's a lot of borrowing here. I can't do 2 take away 9, so I got to borrow from the 6. He'll become a 5, and he'll become a 12. 12 take away 9 is 3, and then 5 take away 2 is 3, and what can we forget our answer is? Negative. So did you get negative 336 and 121 thousandths? Does that look okay? And then F, it's kind of crammed in there. There's plenty of room to work on him. I need to space him over. But do you guys agree that it's a big number, 1,000, take away a smaller number, so it's just normal subtraction, okay? So this is, I can move this up if it's too. So this will be 1,000, but where's his decimal place? Behind it, right? We'll do that for right now. And then this is 3.0947, like that. So what do I need to add behind the 1,000? 4 zeros. Again, just so it matches the other numbers. Okay, this is the most annoying borrowing one ever, right? But it's really not bad. So what do we know? We're going to have to go all the way through all these guys to get all the way to this 1. And then what are all these zeros going to turn to? Nines, 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 and then he'll be a 10 because we don't have to borrow from him at all. So, and then that guy's just kind of gone. He went to a 0. All right, so we'll do 10 take away 7 is 3. 9 take away 4 is 5. 9 take away 9 is 0. 9 take away nothing's 9. Bring down your decimal. 9 take away 3 is 6. 9 take away nothing's 9. 9 take away nothing's 9. 996 and 9,053 10,000ths. Does that make sense? Because that's something they set up here. Be sure to estimate to see if the answer is reasonable. 1,000 take away about $3 is about $997, right? It should be a big answer because we barely took anything away from it. So kind of ask yourself, does it look reasonable? Are there any questions on that front page? It's pretty consistent with chapter 2, I feel like. Once you get the hang of it, of course, they have this whole, can you evaluate it by plugging it in? So we want to do x plus z. What is x? 2.4. What is z? 0.51. And I'm lining up my decimals when I write them. My decimal's not very obvious there. So I'm going to put a 0 behind it just because I like all my decimals to kind of line up. 0 plus 1 is 1. 4 plus 5 is 9. Bring down the decimal point. 2 plus 0 is 2. So 2 and 91 hundredths. Does that look right? Y minus x. So y is going to be on top. 3. But where's his decimal? Right behind him. And then minus x. That's 2.4. So what do I need to add behind the 3? A 0, okay? So I put that decimal point there, but I don't worry about adding my zeros until I know what I'm taking away from it. So since I'm only taking away a 1/10, I only added 1 0. All right, we can't do 0 take away 4, so we're going to borrow, and he'll become a 2, and he'll become a 10. 10 take away 4 is 6. Bring down your decimal. 2 take away 2 is nothing. I usually put a 0 there. Anybody going into nursing or thinking about it at all? Or like CNA or something like that? This is like a big deal. So some people are like, Molly, do I really need to put that 0 there? Well, technically no, right? 0.6 is the same thing as 0.6. They're both 6/10. But that leading 0 is very important because sometimes if you don't have it and your decimal point's kind of iffy, it looks like a 6. And that's the difference between life and death when it comes to medicine, right? Like if someone's supposed to have 6/10 of a drug and they get 6 whatever of a drug, you could kill them. And so that leading 0 is very, very important. So I typically try to use it. I kind of encourage you guys to use it. So I don't question whether you have a decimal. If there's a 0 in front, I know that's a decimal point. All right, x plus y. So let's do that first. Order of operations. X plus y first. So we'll have 2.4 plus 3.0. There's my x plus y. X plus y. So 4 plus 0 is 4. Bring down the decimal. And then 2 plus 3 is 5. So my x plus y is 5.4. But what do I still need to do? Subtract z. So I'm going to have 5.4 minus z, which is 0.51. So what do I need to add behind my 4? A 0. So I can take away stuff. I can't do 0 and take away 1, so I got to borrow. He'll become a 3. This will become a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. But I can't do 3 take away 5, so I have to borrow. He'll be a 4. He'll be a 13. 13 take away 5 is 8. Bring the decimal straight down. And then 4 take away nothing is 4. So 4 and 89 hundredths is what I should have. So guys, that's no different than what we did in the front. They just want to make sure you can pull the right numbers, and that's just order of operations, right? Left to right. Do the addition first, x plus y to get the 5.4, and then subtract your z. All right, the last things are just making sure you remember word problems and what you need to do based on keywords, okay? It says, recently Allison went shopping and she spent $18.92 at the bookstore, $68.03 at the grocery store, and $129.76 at the department store. That sounds about right, right? What's the total amount of money Allison spent? Total means we need to do what? Add, okay? Can we add all of them straight as they are? Absolutely. And a lot of us like to do the bigger on top. So we'll do 129.76, and then we'll do 68.03 right below it, and then 18.92, right? And just the key thing is line up those decimals. Do you have to do all 3 right off the bat? No, you can start with 2, and then once you get that total, add the third one to it. All right. So 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 more is 11. So put your 1 down, carry your 1. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 0 is 8, plus 9 is 17. So put your 7, carry your 1, but bring down that decimal point. So we have 71 cents. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18, plus 8 more is 26. So put your 6, carry your 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. Put your 1, carry your 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Does that look right, guys? And then since it's a word problem, we have to realize this is the amount of money that she spent. So we need dollar signs. So that day she did a good job of spending money. She spent $216.71. I don't do that. I just leave my receipts in the bag. I don't want to know how much I spent. I'll face it later, right? All right, so the last one is perimeter. So we're going to find the perimeter of what? A rectangle that measures 40 and 93 hundredths feet by 27 and 9 hundredths. So this is the longer side, so 4093, but what do we know about this side? It's 4093. And the shorter side is 2709, and so what's this side? 2709, all right? And what do we need to do with perimeter? Add all the sides, right? Does it matter how we do it? No, you can just take 2 at a time, or are you guys gutsy and do you do all 4 at a time? I do 2 at a time as well, okay? And it doesn't even matter what 2, all right? So maybe I do the longer sides first. Let's do the 4093 plus the 4093. 3 plus 3 is 6. 9 plus 9 is 18. Put your 8 down, carry your 1, bring down your decimal point. 1 plus 0 is just 1. And then 4 plus 4 is 8. So the two long sides together are just 8186. From here, you can do the same thing and add the two short sides together and then add them all together at once. Or we can just add on 2709 and then add on 2709. What do you guys prefer? Either or? Either way, we're doing two more addition problems, right? What'd you say?
I did it totally different.
Did you do all 4 at one time? Did you do these two together?
Yeah, and then I just added that again.
Yep, exactly. So what we have is 2709. That's probably the way to do it because that's probably the quickest way. 6 plus 9 is 15. Put your 5 down, carry your 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. Bring down your decimal. 1 plus 7 is 8. And 8 plus 2 is 10. But I still have another side of 2709 I need to add to it. 5 plus 9 is 14. 1 plus 9 is 10. Put your 0 down, carry your 1, but bring your decimal. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 7 is 16. Oh my goodness. 1 plus 0 plus 2 is 3. And then 1. Does that look right?
Yep.
136 and 4 tenths or hundredths of feet. I like Michaela's way because I feel like that's the way to minimize, like the way I did it, I ended up adding 1, 2, 3 times. She only ended up having to add twice because she figured out these two sides and then she knew that that was the same, right? And then you could only have to add that twice. I like that way. Either way, I just want you to know there's not just one set way